the Rock Metal Podcast, episode 190 with Korpiklaani.
Minä piikoja pihalla katselen, kuka ois yhä vanhana tuttu, mutta kuinka me
Rock Metal Nation, what is up? This is John from the Rock Metal Podcast. That sample you just heard was Henkselipoika by Korpiklaani, who I've got on the show with me right now. They've got a new album called Kulkija, or The Wanderer, set to release via Nuclear Blast Records on September 7th. And right now I'm being joined by Jarkko to share some stories about the music and share more info about the band. So Jarkko, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Let's go listen back to that track, Henkselipoika.
Pihalla katselen, kuka ois yhä vanhana tuttu, mutta kuinka me vanhaksi päädyttäisiin, se onkin jo ihan eri juttu. Minä Heinäsen huulille asetan, sinä katselen piikojen työtä. Yksi kanta jo maitoa kannuissa, kuka ollut on aitassa yötä. Minä hattua otsalla parannan, sitä auringon neulaset vaivaa. Vaiko piikojen poskien punerrus, joka surujeni rinnasta raivaa. Ja astua kuin yli kukkasteen, yli päivien kulkurin heiden, kun piikan pihalla katselen. Renkinä ovia availen. Onko Priikanen milloinka katsonut tätä koreaa Henkselipoikaa, joka kestessä pelimani palkitsee yli yön, yli työn yhä soikaa? Onko Priikanen milloinka katsonut tätä koreaa Henkselipoikaa, joka kestessä pelimani palkitsee yli yön, yli työn yhä soikaa? Minä piikoja pihalla katselen, sitä kolmannen viljavatukkaa. Vaikka hymy kuin kesäyö kultainen, kutopäivisen mustinta sukkaa. Sinä tummia pilviä pilkottelee, pihasateesta sukkela kastuu. Kuka porstuaan ovensa avaakaan, vielä rinnalla aikoja astuu. Ja astua kuin yli kukkasteen. Yli päivien kulkuri heiden, kun piikan pihalla katselen. Renkinä ovia availen. Onko Priikanen milloinka katsonut tätä koreaa Henkselipoikaa, joka kestessä pelimani palkitsee yli yön, yli työn yhä soikaa? Onko Priikanen milloinka katsonut tätä koreaa Henkselipoikaa, joka kestessä pelimani palkitsee yli yön, yli työn yhä soikaa? Onko Priikanen milloinka katsonut tätä koreaa Henkselipoikaa, joka kestessä pelimani palkitsee yli yön, yli työn yhä soikaa? Onko Priikanen milloinka katsonut tätä koreaa Henkselipoikaa, joka kestessä pelimani palkitsee yli yön, yli työn yhä soikaa?
All right, coming back from Henkselipoika, definitely one of my favorite tracks so far off the album that I have heard so far, especially with the music video. So I'm curious, Jarkko, if you wouldn't mind, what is the story or inspiration behind the track?
I think it is a classic story. I mean, a young boy meets a young girl, and there are some obstacles like the girl's father But in the end, well, great things happen.
Yeah, absolutely, no doubt. Now, I'm curious, what inspired writing about such a classic story?
It is the idea of the lyrics for the album, like the entire album, was to sort of step away from the very old school poetic style that we used to have, and a bit further away from the legends and that kind of stuff. And obviously, we got sort of stuck halfway in some sort of 1930s, 1940s country romanticism or something.
Yeah. Now, for Rock Metal Nation who dug the track Henkselipoika, if you go to today's show notes, that's www.therockmetalpodcast.ca. You can go and see the music video for Henkselipoika. Now, Jarkko, if you wouldn't mind taking us through the production of the music video.
Well, basically, the whole, as you said, it is quite nicely connected to the plot of the story or the storyline. The band itself plays the second violin on the video. But we did the video in two parts. The first, we filmed the band in the old bar and spent a day there, and then the rest were filmed the next day at a location here in Finland. Actors that you see on the video are pretty much like family members. There's our guitar player's father, then there's our vocalist's daughter and her friend, and then I think the director's two sons are are in the cast. So sort of a family business kind of thing.
Well, it sounds like it, and I guess it makes acting like a family just that much easier to do.
Yeah, or to make it look a bit amateurish.
All right, well, let's go listen to the next track, Kotikonnut.
Kotikonnuille jäivät niistä kylvä päivän helposti laski. Silloin pirtin päällä sauhussa kylpi korvat, joiden alla kerran oli kaski. Nousi askel vailla murheita, eikä muisti niitä edes jäljestä tiennyt. Silti hetken ilo rattaissa tahtoi mieli tietää tässä kotini koljennyt. On meille palava, siellä illat istuu se, jonka survaantuu ja jonka sylissä kaiken kevään keinut. Taidan juosta niityt kuin heilän heinäsenä, aikoja vielä vierelläni heidut. Kauempana kuulen, siellä kaiut tuulen, nostaa hiljalleen jo päätä. Eivät illat tanssii, jos on mannet kesäkuussa vielä viime talven jäätä.
back, Metal Nation. It's John from the Rock Metal Podcast for a real quick break to let you know that Jay over at Metal Mayhem Radio is looking to help you get your band in rotation on his station. So go ahead and hit up Jay at studio@metalmayhemradio.co.uk. That is studio@metalmayhemradio.co.uk. Just go ahead and say that the Rock Metal Podcast sent you. He'll get you into rotation on Metal Mayhem Radio. Coming back from Kotikonnut, definitely another high-energy track off of the album. Now, I'm curious, similar question as before, what is the story or inspiration behind Kotikonnut?
The album has a lot of stuff about traveling and being on the road, and one part of being a traveler is that at some point you start missing your home anyway. And Kotikonnut is pretty much about that. It's like a tribute or a tribute to your home. It is a very simple storyline. There's no storyline, but the lyrics are very simple. It was I really like the track itself because it's for the first time now our accordionist wrote 2 songs for the album, like his first own songs for the band, and this is one of them, and it's very nice track and very nicely accordion driven as well.
Yeah. Now you mentioned there that the accordion player primarily wrote the song. Now is that something that happens within Korpiklaani, that one person writes the songs, or do you guys write together as a group?
Yeah, we've always worked separately. Most of the music is still on the album, as on the previous albums as well. It's written by our lead singer Jonne, and there are a few songs from the other members as well. But we live quite scattered around Finland, so we don't really get together that much, except for the rehearsals and the studio time and the live shows and tours, of course. But we don't get together to write songs. So we just these are the modern times. We just record at our homes and then send the files to each other.
Wow. Cool. Now, for Rock Metal Nation who dug the track Kotikonnut, if you go and go to today's show notes, www.therockmetalpodcast.ca, you can go and see the lyric video for Kotikonnut, which is actually a really cool studio-esque bike ride type some kind of something. So, Jarkko, if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and take us through the production of the lyric video.
That is actually pretty much done by Jonne. I don't think he did the editing, but he was pretty much filming all the stuff. He went for a bike ride and was filming that stuff for the scenery, and then he was filming himself singing in his own home studio. So pretty much like everything what we have done, everything is sort of like homemade. I think I was surprised because it's not just the low budget, but it's like the lowest budget video, and still it actually for a lyric video, it's actually also quite interesting to see all the stuff that is going on.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of people like watching the studio behind the scenes kind of footage.
Yeah, it is. I think it, like, when compared to most other lyric videos, this sort of came out rather interesting and entertaining.
Yeah. Now, for Rock Metal Nation who dug the 2 tracks, Henkselipoika and Kotikonnut, will be excited to know that there is a full album coming out on September 7th via Nuclear Blast Records. So, Jarkko, if you wouldn't mind, when we go to pick up the new album, what should we expect?
If you know what the band is about, you can still expect the same. But also, you can also expect something quite different every now and then. It's a very long album, so it can have quite a lot of different kind of material, but it still has the same characteristics than what our old albums have always had. Just fast stuff, funny stuff, alcohol-related stuff, but also this time there's a bit slower stuff, a bit heavier stuff. Also a bit, let's say, sadder kind of material on it. But still very much a solid Korpiklaani album.
All right. Now, the next logical question on Rock Metal Nation's mind, and for anyone who may not have, for whatever reason, heard of Korpiklaani yet, how can we find out more about you guys on the web? Is there a website we should go to?
I guess we are the same as everyone else currently. So most up-to-date thing is probably on Facebook, and of course there's a website as well, and that keeps updated all the time as well. But I guess Facebook is the way to go now, or is it passé already, that one as well? I don't know. I'm old.
No worries, my good man. Well, Jarkko, unless there is anything else you wanted to throw out there, I just wanted to thank you for taking time out of your day to come onto the Rock Metal Podcast and sharing Korpiklaani with Rock Metal Nation.
I just would like everyone to listen to our album, and like not just the old fans, but I would like to reach new people as well. So go and listen to the album. It's quite nice.
All right, Rock Metal Nation. Hopefully you just found your new favorite band in Korpiklaani. Big thanks again to them for coming on and sharing their music with us. Make sure to head over to www.therockmetalpodcast.ca to get all the information on the show you just heard today. And until then, rock on, Rock Metal Nation.